I belong to you.
Hi guys, Kelsey here. Welcome back to my channel, Law & Order SVU OC fan. So today's video is going to be about the recap and review of SVU Season 23, Episode 5, called Fast Times at the Wheelhouse. So this is the video I'll be doing on that, and then in the next video I will be recapping Organized Crime, as it was a little bit of a crossover this week between SVU and OC. So in this first video I will be recapping SVU, and in the next video I will be recapping Organized Crime. So Fast Times at the Wheelhouse is the episode title, and we start off the episode with this girl named Willa, who is a content creator, and she's on TikTok. She's pretty famous on TikTok, and so she goes to this place called the Wheelhouse, which is where all these creators, content creators, they just create content all day long. And she gets invited by these boys named Tate and Liam, who are pretty famous on TikTok. They make a video together, and then we see this other guy, Diggy, who is involved with him, but you can tell he's not really, he's more about the business type of person. He really isn't all about having fun, if you get what I mean. So then you see them filming the video, and then afterwards you see them all in a hot tub. They've been drinking, and Tate and Liam say, oh, let's take her downstairs. Diggy actually helps her out of the hot tub and, wants to take care of her. And, is pretty nice to her compared to Tate and Liam, who, I just saw bad intentions from them from the get-go. And sure enough, that's what happens. In the next scene, we see Willa on the bathroom floor crying, and she admits that Tate and Liam have raped her. She actually posts it in a video, a TikTok video. Noah actually shows Olivia while they're, I guess, having lunch, which kudos to Noah for being pretty smart in doing that. He, Olivia's kind of getting on him for being on his phone, but then you see that he's on his phone for a good reason. He shows the TikTok video to Olivia that Willa posted about her being raped, and then they find out that she ended up deleting it after she posted it. So then Olivia takes the video to Rollins and Finn and the rest of the squad, and they try and find her post. They also tell Carisi he's also involved, and then they somehow get Sloot involved from OC, which I thought that was pretty cool. They got Sloot involved. She's a big technological person, so I thought that was really cool that Olivia thought of her and called her and got her involved. So then Sloot actually goes undercover in the Wheelhouse. Willa, they try and convince her to wear a wire to get Tate and Liam to admit that they raped her, which doesn't go as planned, because once she gets in a room with them, she starts talking to them. She goes to, they actually start live streaming, and they get basically Tate and Liam tell her just to admit that the rape was a bunch of lies, and they needed her to admit that on a live video, which she did, but you can tell that she's super scared. So the police step in, and Sloot steps in with her badge. I thought that was super cool and super badass, and one of the boys just looks at Sloot like, you're a police officer? But yeah, I thought that was just super cool that they stepped in and helped her out. Sloot was involved, and they got Willa away from the boys. You can just tell that these boys are just a piece of trash. They raped her, they did what they did, and they don't feel sorry or any remorse for what they did. I literally wanted to punch them in the face, but nevertheless, I kept watching the episode just to see what was going to happen next. And then, of course, they talk to Diggy, who's friends with Tate and Liam. You can tell he cares about Willa. He's trying to stick up for her, but at the same time, he's kind of in a crossroads between Tate and Liam and then caring about Willa, because he knows what they did, and yet he's covering up for them. And Rollins and Carisi are, they can tell that he's been covering up for them, and who knows how many girls they've done this to. So they tell Benson all of this, and then they post another video, Tate and Liam do, and these two girls are sitting next to them, and they basically, they didn't legitimately say they raped Willa, but they admitted it without thoroughly admitting it. So they pick them up, they arrest them, they interrogate both of them not at the same time. They deny it. They continue to deny it. His lawyer, their lawyer said, continues to deny it too. So then the trial begins, and all these social media influencers who are big fans of Tate and Liam are just rooting for them, and they're basically, not supporting Willa, which I don't think is very fair, and that just proves how bad social media can be. It can also be a powerful tool and a good tool to use, but not used properly, it cannot be, it can harm others. So I thought what SVU did to shine a light on the social media part of it was actually pretty cool, and because it's actually true and honest about what we are going through in today's society. So then all these people are just rooting for Tate and Liam, to stay out of prison, for them to be voted not guilty. And then they end up talking to Diggy again after he posts a video basically apologizing and admitting his truth, saying that he cared about Willa and what he's doing to cover up Tate and Liam. What they did to her was wrong, and he apologizes to her. He apologizes to, the fans. He just apologizes to everybody. And now he ends up becoming a defense for the prosecution, basically Carisi's side. So Carisi's asking him questions, and then Tate and Liam's lawyer asks him questions while he cross-examines him. And Diggy just basically explodes on the stand. Like he admits that they're pieces of trash, Tate and Liam. He says he knows what they did to Willa, and he's helped carry girls out of the house crying the next day. So there's an implication that there might be other girls that they have raped, but yet they can't prove it because they didn't go to the hospital afterwards. There was no rape kit. They didn't report it. So it's it's his word against theirs. The girls, I mean. So I think in the end, they did find Tate and Liam not guilty, which is devastating. Diggy ends up being held in jail because he basically exploded on the stand, him covering for Tate and Liam for all this time, covering for all these girls, basically admitting, he's sorry for what he did, but at the same time, he just wants to admit the truth about Tate and Liam and what pieces of trash that they are, because they are pieces of trash. So Carisi finds Diggy in the jail cell. He ends up talking to him. He tells him that they found them not guilty. But then looking at a video of one of the jurors, there was a redheaded girl who was looking at one of the boys. I think it was Tate, looking pretty, they're kind of flirting with each other, from across the room, which they found to be pretty odd. So Carisi goes to Rollins' apartment and tells her about the juror, and they find out that they have been DMing each other back and forth since the trial, and that's actually jury tampering. They can't do that while they're on trial, so they bring this to the judge, and Tate and Liam are now being headed to prison for what they did, jury tampering among many other things. So then on the other side of it, with Sloot being involved and Bell being involved in organized crime, where they're trying to find Rita, who they now know is being in a sex trafficking ring under Albie and his group of, these group of guys that he's been involved with, this gang he's involved with, that Stabler's been undercover with for months. So then Benson gets an Albanian undercover, trying to find out what she can about the sex trafficking ring, which she turns out to be true. And she brings that information to Bell and Sloot at the end of the episode, and Sloot says she'll let Stabler know. And then that brings us to the crossover for organized crime. So with the SVU episode, I did like the SVU episode a lot. There were some cringy moments, I'm not gonna lie. But all in all, I thought it was a powerful episode. And like I said, the social media influence that, we have over people, I thought it was very true and very right what they did, the writing, as far as that's concerned. Sometimes we don't always win, but at the end, they did get justice for Willa at the end, which I did like. But yeah, I did like the episode overall. I can't wait to see what SVU is going to do for the 500th episode coming up, which is pretty exciting. 500 episodes in television is pretty incredible. So yeah, I can't wait to see what they're going to do with that. So thank you guys for watching this video. Comment, like, and subscribe to my channel. Comment below and let me know what you guys thought of the SVU episode. Stay tuned for the next video. I will be recapping organized crime. Thanks guys. Bye.